Hi guys, I'm Michelle with The Recipe Bandit, and today we're going to be making sweet pulled pork sliders with root beer sauce. Now this recipe is an old one in our family. We've been making this for a lot of years. This one is a family favorite. The recipe is simple, the ingredients are few, and the slow cooker does most of the work. What's not to like? So you can see that there are not a lot of things here. We have a pork roast. This happens to be a pork roast with a bone in it. You want a 2 to 3 pound pork roast. Doesn't matter if it's bone in or boneless. You're going to shred it after it's been in the slow cooker, so it's not even going to matter. You just remove the bone. We have a medium onion that we've diced up. We have a little bit of oil. We have the equivalent of 2 cans of root beer. You cannot use diet root beer. You have to use regular root beer. You need about 3 cups. So it can be from a big bottle, it can be from cans, whatever. These are can-sized bottles. I know, whatever. We also are going to use some chili sauce. Chili sauce is like the thicker, more savory ketchup cousin. Lives in the condiment aisle at the grocery store where the ketchup is, where the barbecue sauce is. They use it to make cocktail sauce for dipping, for shrimp. But chili sauce on its own is really, really just a good little condiment. And when you mix it with the root beer, it becomes all sorts of fantastic. You'll see, I promise. We also have some slider buns. We are going to use these to serve it on. You don't have to. You can have it without buns. Doesn't have to be sliders. Can just be sweet pulled pork with root beer sauce if you like. We like the King's Hawaiian sweet rolls because they have a lot of sweetness in them and they complement the meat really well. And then of course you'll need a slow cooker to get it all cooked in. So browning the roast first in a frying pan with some oil and well seasoned with salt and pepper allows it to form a crust, which really contributes to the flavor of the pork. It's not a step that you should skip. It only takes about 10 minutes. It's done at the very, very beginning of the recipe. Slow cooker will take over after that, and then you just have to make the sauce. So let's go ahead and get started so you guys can see how easy this really is. So in a skillet over medium-high heat, you're going to heat about a tablespoon of oil. You're going to season the roast pretty generously with kosher salt and pepper and put it into the pan. Now you are going to want to flip the roast occasionally so that we can get the browning on all 4 sides. But developing this crust on the outside, it's flavorful, it adds some texture. It really will make a difference to the final product. So our roast is now beautifully seasoned. See, it's all nice and browned. We're going to set it right into the slow cooker. We are going to add 2 teaspoons of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. We are going to add our diced onion, which is 1 medium. And we're going to add 1 can, or in this case, bottle, of root beer, not diet. Any kind of root beer, but not diet root beer. Then we are going to put the lid onto the slow cooker, turn on to either low for 6 to 8 hours or high for 4 to 6. So we are about halfway through the cooking time now. We are going to go ahead and check it. It smells really, really good in this house already. So we are going to go ahead and make the sauce so that it is made and we don't have to make it later. So when you're ready to make the sauce, you will heat a pot over medium-high heat. A small saucepan is fine. You're going to take your second can of root beer. You're going to add your root beer directly into the pot. Then we are going to stir in an entire container of chili sauce. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk this all together, get it all combined, and we're going to bring it to a boil. You want to make sure that your root beer and your chili sauce has all blended and is nice and smooth without any lumps. So once the sauce comes to a boil, you'll want to reduce the heat to medium. And now we're going to leave it for somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes. All right, so at the 10-minute mark, you can see that our sauce has these big bubbles. It's thickened up. It's really becoming concentrated. That's exactly what we want. So we are going to go ahead and remove it from the heat. It will thicken more upon standing, and later on, when we're ready to put it on our sandwiches, it'll be absolutely perfect. Let's check now on our roast. Oh my goodness. That looks good. It smells good too. All right, we are going to turn it off and we are going to shred the pork next. The easiest way to take the roast out is just right onto a cutting board. All right, so there's our roast. As you can see, it's cooked all the way through. Because we braised it, it seriously, I'm barely even touching this. It just comes right apart. It's moist, it's tender, it's sweet, it's delicious, and it's going to be fantastic in sandwiches. All right, so one more up close look. I'm just going to toss the meat in this braising liquid. If you remember, that's just some root beer, some seasonings. It's all shredded up and ready to go. We're going to be putting it into a sandwich, or many sandwiches actually. Got the onions in there. It's already moist, but this, it just makes it better. And then in addition, we have our sauce. Our sauce is actually, it's not super thick, but it's not as thin as the root beer. It's going to be the perfect addition to our little sandwiches. And we're going to go ahead and make them now. The slow cooker has done the work. Our pork has been cooked in a combination of some salt and pepper, some oil, some onions, some root beer. And now it is sweet, moist, tender perfection. We have made our sauce already, which was our combination of chili sauce, root beer, and salt. Just cooked it on the stove top until it thickened up a little bit. So all we need is a couple of Hawaiian buns. We like these little buns with this meal because they're sweet, because they're small, and because they're thick enough that they soak up some of the juice. By putting the cooked shredded pork back into the juice, you might be able to see, it is extra moist. It is ultimately delicious, and it's just the perfect bite. We're going to take a little of our sauce. We're just going to drizzle our sauce on the top of it. Oh my gosh. See how perfect that is? And it's delicious, and your family's going to love it. And you made it with root beer, which is weird, but really, really tasty. If you give this recipe a chance, chances are you're going to like it. Your family's going to like it. It's very sweet. It's very easy. It's perfectly delicious. The perfect little bite. Thank you so much for joining us today on The Recipe Bandit. The recipe for this sweet slow cooker pulled pork with root beer sauce is, of course, on our website at therecipebandit.com, but it will also be in the description. I hope you guys will try this. I hope you will give it a shot. Even though it sounds weird with the root beer, give it a shot. It's worth it. I think that your family is going to like it as much as my family does. This is an easy one, not a lot of ingredients, perfect for dinner on the go. The family's going to come in here. They're going to grab buns. They're going to stack them up, put a little sauce, and they've got dinner. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. If you like us, please like and subscribe. Please turn on notifications so you know when we put out more videos, and come and see us again. Thanks so much. See you soon.